If you're an aspiring school leader, passion and potential aren't enough. You need clarity, strategy, and preparation. And as your school leadership coach, I help you show up with all three so that you're not just interview ready, you're leadership ready. What's going on, aspiring school leader? I am Dr. Donovan Smalls II, educator, best-selling author, school leadership coach, and I help aspiring school leaders confidently land their first leadership role and lead with impact from day one. Today, we're talking about 3 ways to work with me as an aspiring school leader. Leadership coaching for interviews and impact. I wanted to create this episode because some of you have reached out because you are interested in one-on-one coaching with me and you understand the importance of finding a coach, a credible coach, and a mentor to help you walk alongside you as you continue your school leadership journey. You are a teacher. You are somebody who is looking to become an assistant principal or a vice principal or a supervisor. And you truly know that getting to the next level in your career is not just about you leveling up and getting another degree. You know that it's not about you getting another certification. You know that this is truly about you finding someone who is where you want to be, who has navigated those waters, who understands what that interview process is in terms of getting your first school leadership role, in terms of landing your dream job in education and becoming a school leader. You want somebody that can actually teach you practically what is going on, somebody that is not far removed from being a school leader, but somebody who's actually in the field and can speak to the day-to-day experiences that you are going to need to gain to become the school leader that is ultimately going to make the impact that you want to make for students. And if that is you, I want to talk to you today about 3 ways that we can work together so that you can elevate your impact. I have a school leadership coaching program specifically for aspiring school leaders, and it is called Elevate Your Impact. And there are 3 different levels as it relates to how we can work together. So number 1 is a 90-minute intensive. This Elevate Your Impact intensive is a 90-minute interview accelerator. So this is specifically for individuals who have an upcoming and immediate interview, but you know that you might be stumbling on specific questions. You know that you need somebody that can bounce ideas back and forth with you so that you can truly make the type of impact in that interview that you want to make. See, that interview process when it comes to being a school leader is extremely different than you trying to become a teacher, right? You have to speak to specific experiences, and guess what? You still have to know what experiences you need in order to speak to them because you have to be intentional. So this 90-minute intensive is going to help you gain instant clarity on your leadership story, which is extremely important because when the interview committee is talking to you about, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? That is your opportunity to really nail your leadership story and not to ramble about how it was growing up as a child. And if it doesn't connect to making the leadership impact that you need to make in order for the interview committee to see what type of leader that you are, then it's best that you leave that out. This 90-minute intensive is also going to help you identify your top 3 value points, and you'll walk away with a personalized interview strategy all in just 90 minutes. This is perfect for aspiring leaders who need focused direction fast. You know, recently I worked with somebody who was an aspiring leader who's actually a leader already, but they knew that they needed additional support as it relates to the interview process. They just stumbled on a few things and they needed clarity and feedback on that. And so after we worked together with a 90-minute intensive that she booked, we talked through and worked through her leadership story, and she gained clarity on how she could communicate that story and pull on the experiences that she already had to talk to the interview committee so that the interview committee could see the type of leader that she was and that she is and that she's going to be. And so that might be for you. A 90-minute intensive right before your upcoming interview might just be what you need to help you land that first leadership role that you desire. The second way that we can work together is through a 4-week coaching program. My Elevate Your Impact coaching program, 4-week interview launch, helps you go beyond clarity. We work on polishing your resume, refining your leadership story, and we also go through specific scenarios that you are going to experience as a school leader so that you're able to answer them with the interview committee with confidence. This 4-week experience builds on your personalized interview strategy and helps you master your messaging, your positioning, and your performance so you're fully ready for that interview in just 30 days. And so you might not necessarily have an interview coming up immediately, right, within the next few days or a couple weeks. But guess what? You know that in addition to you truly understanding the interview process, you might need additional support mapping out your cover letter, mapping out your resume. Yes, you can use ChatGPT or other AI tools, but guess what? Whatever you input into those AI tools is going to give you the output. And if you don't know what your input should be, if you don't know what you should be typing in or inputting into those AI tools, it's going to give you an output that could still be undesirable, right? The human element of working with someone so that you truly understand how to package your cover letter, how to answer those questions in your application, how to also structure your resume in a way that shows your leadership highlights because you are a leader and that's the way that you need to start thinking is extremely important. And so coaching and mentorship might be the key for you as it relates to the 4-week interview launch. So we go beyond just a 90-minute intensive, but that 4-week interview launch really helps you nail and solidly understand the process of school leadership. And I think it's extremely important for you to start to truly understand that you need to go beyond the resume, and now you need to start becoming the leader that you know that you can be. And the third way that we can work together is through the 8-week signature coaching program. This is the 8-week leadership launch. The outcome of this particular program is to help you level up with the strategic skills, decision-making insight, and leadership mindset you'll need to thrive once you're hired. This intensive experience prepares you not just to get the job, but to lead with clarity and impact from day one. I need you to understand that when you become a school leader, you are a decision maker. And what comes with decision making is it has to be a leadership disposition that regardless of how you feel on that day, you still show up as a leader. Everything that you do, people are going to be looking toward you to lead them, whether they say it or not. They're modeling. They're falling in line with your mindset and the way that you operate on a daily basis. And so that's why it's important, extremely important and essential for you to operate with character, to operate with integrity, to make sure that you're treating people equitably. I didn't say equally, but equitably. What does this particular student need? What does this teacher need? Because you are becoming a leader of adults, which is another dynamic. And you'll hear me talk about specifically in my book, Beyond the Classroom, the importance of navigating those interpersonal complexities of leadership and the organizational complexities of leadership. If you are not a leader of people and you are just focusing on being an instructional leader, you're missing the mark, because the mark is people. When you become a leader, you are in the people business. And so you have to be someone that's going to be able to serve the needs of other people regardless of how you feel. It's not about feeling, it's about fact. It's not about feeling. It's about showing up as a leader every single day. And that leadership mindset and that leadership disposition is what we work on in the 8-week leadership launch. We go beyond focusing on the resume, which we do a little bit with, but I truly want you to develop the leadership disposition that's not only going to allow you to get the job, but it's going to help you stay. It's going to help you make the impact on teaching and learning that increases student achievement through the vehicle of properly leading and managing people and the organization. We don't talk about it enough. We talk about being an instructional leader, which I believe is extremely important, but you can't be an instructional leader and do it the right way if you're not leading people and the organization. And so that's what we work on in the 8-week signature coaching program of Elevate Your Impact. Going beyond the resume, but focusing on the type of leader that you need to be every single day for your students, for your teachers, and for your school community. So those are 3 ways that we can work together in my Elevate Your Impact coaching program. It's the 90-minute intensive, it is the 4-week interview launch, and it is the 8-week leadership launch. If one of these options sounds like what you've been needing, let's talk, let's have a conversation, because you know that nobody leads alone. People say that leadership is lonely. However, I believe that nobody leads alone. And you might need, you know that you need that level of coaching and mentorship to help you walk through this process of leadership, because you know that you don't just want to get the job, but you want to stay and you want to lead effectively. Book your free discovery call with me today. Let's figure out which path fits your leadership journey best. I'll leave my contact information in the show notes. You can also visit my website, donovansmalls2.com/coaching for additional information. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure that you share it with another aspiring school leader and educator who's thinking about leadership, so that we can continue to be the leaders that we need to be, elevate our impact for our students and our staff. As always, I hope you have a great week of teaching, leading, and learning. Take care.